Let's try this again. African Americans came home to discover a revived and powerful Ku Klux Klan determined to keep blacks in their place and to end the influence of the Catholic Church. In 1918, 78 Americans were lynched while the country fought to make the world safe for democracy. The following year, race riots erupted in Chicago and Omaha, and 10 veterans were among the 79 African Americans lynched that year. Paul Filton spoke for many of his fellow African American veterans. Quote, "We're not asking favors. We're demanding our rights. If the bigots are counting upon still relegating us to the back door of public hostilities, hat in hand, they are reckoning with their host. That modern Ku Klux Klan thinks that these hard-fighting, straight-shooting veterans of the World War are the same timid field hands crouching in terror. They have another think coming. We are going to demand not social equality, no Negro wants that, but an equal chance in this fair land that they have helped to make safe. An equal chance with the Chinaman, Indian, Italian, Jew, Irishman, Yankee, or any one of the numerous races that go to make up this nation. We are full-fledged citizens. We are component parts of this body politic. We have helped to gain the victory for democracy, and we must share in the fruits." End quote. While many African American veterans returned determined to fight for their civil rights, others gave way to disillusionment and despair, some staying on in Europe rather than having to put up with their nation's virulent racism. Those who chose to return fighting found growing black communities in northern cities, the product of the great migration of African Americans out of the South. Meanwhile, the War Department did its best to purge itself of black soldiers and sailors, creating a nearly all-white military in the 1920s. The only questioning of this policy within the military establishment came from a few Army officers who worried that in case of war, quote, "the white population upon which the future of this country depends would suffer the brunt of loss, the Negro population none." End quote. When it came to combat, black troops made excellent cannon fodder. It's from 1918? Really? 1918. You know what was going on in 1918? They were issuing Liberty bonds, weren't they? What was going on in 2018 connected to those Liberty bonds? What was going on in 2017 connected to those Liberty bonds? Wow. See, that was just a random sampling of a reading. The first line I saw referenced African American veterans. Should I have turned to another page in my own history because my demographics don't fit your election campaign preferences? I don't think so. We're going to have to go back and we're going to have to redo this appropriately. I asked you yesterday to confirm and to give me confirmation on this election coverage from when I was a newspaper editor. Is my name here, or was it an unsigned editorial? If it was an unsigned editorial, that means it would have been reflective of the entire staff, which, by the way, included African American veterans. Do you understand? By the way, when I was a young woman in a military school, I had two schoolmates named Samantha. One of them became the first woman to join the wrestling team. She was very good. I wouldn't take that from her. But you had no right to try to flip her younger girl option onto a 19-year-old, did you? Let's get it right this time.